Hi guys, welcome back to another video with me, Sam Hair. Today we're doing something really cool, really different. I actually have never seen a video on this on YouTube. I've seen it over on Instagram, TikTok a little bit, but nothing on YouTube. Today we are going to be doing skeleton stitches. So if you don't know what skeleton stitches are, let me explain it to you. If you are someone that struggles with your stitching and where they should sit in relation to your beads, let me show you exactly how they're going to sit without that weft blocking the view. So with your skeleton stitches, essentially what I'm going to show you on my mannequin head is just the stitches. I'm not going to have any weft there because I really want to show you and break down where those stitches are going to live on your beaded foundation. This is probably my most asked question when it comes to wefts, and it's really hard to explain. Every time I try and reply to someone in the comments, it's so hard to explain without having that visual. So now I wanted to create a video that has that visual. So whenever I get asked a question about stitches, I can just be like, hey, I have a video for that, and it's skeleton stitches. I just want to take a moment really quickly to say thank you so much. I appreciate your guys' support. I just hit 17K on YouTube, which is amazing to me. I love creating this kind of content. I love creating these videos for you guys, and I love hearing all of your comments and feedback saying how much you enjoy these videos and how much they've helped you. So please, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave me a comment. If there's anything whatsoever that you need from me, let me know, because that is what I'm here for. My videos are all catered to you guys, and they're absolutely free. I don't charge for any of my YouTube education because I want to keep it accessible to you guys, and the only way I can do that is if you like and subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so one question that I also get asked is thread, like how you're threading your needle. So let me quickly show you, seeing as I'm doing it anyway. So for today's video, I think I'll use double thread. So let me show you the double thread. I feel like that's the most complicated. So for your row, you're going to always do 2 wingspans. So it's 1 and 2. And that's just to make sure that you have enough thread. The worst thing ever with wefts is if you run out of thread. So let me cut that. Right, I've picked up my needle. These are the gold needles from Hair Made Easy. My discount code is SamHines10. So if you're ever ordering from Hair Made Easy, always remember to type that in because you do get a discount. I also get a small commission as well, and it funds my Starbucks habit. Okay, so I'm going to drop that down like a pendant, because you always want to make sure that your needle is right in the middle. And then can you see these 2 pieces here? They're all the way at the top. So making sure it's in the middle, nothing's twisted. Twisted thread is the worst. If you suffer from that, flat iron that thread before you go in and install and make sure everything's nice and straight. Right, so taking these 2 ends, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold them over these 2 fingers here. Can you see that? It's just created a little loop, and then I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3. So now that's created a triple knot. And then to make sure that's secure, I'm going to take these 2 loose bits and then just pull it through that loop. And then look at that. That is going to be our triple knot. Someone commented before, I did this over on my Instagram, and they said this is what they do when they go fishing. So how cool is that? So also multi-diverse knot. Okay, let me trim off these little excess pieces, and we are good to go. So let's start by anchoring this thread onto our foundation. So this is just a really, really easy anchor stitch that I'm going to show you. And it's something that can be applied to a genius weft or a hand-tied weft. If you're using any sort of machine wefting, you will be piercing through the spine. So that's a little bit different. So let me just show you a very basic anchor. And then the most important thing that I'm going to be showing you is those blanket stitches. So basic anchor, I'm going to start in the 3rd pocket. Whenever I'm talking about pockets, these are all pockets here. So each bead is going to have a pocket to the right and a pocket to the left. So that 3rd pocket is going to be 1.5 beads in. So all I'm going to do is drop down that needle. You can see I'm keeping it really, really nice and close to that bead. And then with this thread, I'm going to split it in 2. So you'll see I've got a piece of thread here and a piece of thread here, and that needle is going to go through the middle. So this stitch not only locks down your weft, but it's also a great way to start anchoring that thread onto the foundation. Make sure you're pulling up to secure. You never want to drop it down. You always want to have it up so that your stitching is sat on top of the weft. Right, now I'm going to go down through this pocket here. Again, can you see how close I'm keeping it to that bead? And I'm using my thumb to support that needle. Then I'm going to do the same thing, split that thread into 2 like that. And then my needle's in the middle. And then again, I'm just pulling that up to secure. And then we'll do 1 more through here, split that thread into 2, and again, pulling up to secure. Now, usually at this point, I'm going to want one more stitch here, and that's to make sure I'm locking down that corner of the weft. Show you how I do that. So now I go into a blanket stitch, a closed blanket stitch. So I'm carrying my thread over here, and then right in the end of that pocket, I'm going to then go in and just flip my thread. So I'll have 2 and 2, and then just pull that through. And this closed blanket stitch really helps to lock everything down, pulling up to secure. All right, now let's get into those blanket stitches. So I am taking my thread and I'm carrying it across here, and then I'm dropping my needle down through that second pocket. With my thumb, that is what is going to catch that needle. So that thumb is really important. You never want to drop it down too much. And then making sure I've got thread either side. Then can you see I've got my little loop here? That's my loop. I'm always catching that and supporting it with my hands, pulling up to secure. Again, taking this thread, carrying it over, feeling for that bead, because remember, if there's a weft here, we don't see the bead, so it's important we're feeling for them. And then with my thumb, drop it down, and then drop my needle down through that pocket. Thumb is going to support that needle, and then again, thread either side, pulling up to secure. So let me show you why it's important to have your thumb. Look what happens if I carry it across and I'm not really paying attention. It's really hard to control where that needle is going. And look at that. Already I've picked up all these crosshairs and these hairs from the foundation that I don't want there. So really important that that thumb is there guiding that needle down so that we're not picking up hairs from underneath that we don't want there. Another thing that's important is making sure that we're holding this thread here. If we don't, then we have zero support, and then when you go through like that, you're missing this thread here, and then you're not creating a blanket stitch. So if you were to do that, all you're going to do is make sure you've got that thread here and that thread here, and then again just pulling that up to secure. All of these little maneuvers are so important to making sure that everything is going to be locked into place. These blanket stitches are the fundamentals of any weft install, whether we're doing a volume weft, a volume genius, a hand tied, a genius weft, whatever weft you're using, a micro weft. All of these blanket stitches can be applied to any sort of weft. If you are someone that also does hair loss, like mesh integration systems, these blanket stitches are even applied to that. Anytime there's any sort of wefting, a lot of the time you'll find you're doing these blanket stitches, always pulling up to secure. So let me pivot her around a little bit. Something else that I wanted to point out is your needle. So the reason that I'm dropping it down straight and right close to the bead is because then you're utilizing all of this hair here to support the weight of the weft. If you're going in here, can you see you've not got a lot of hairs there to support the weft, and then it might be more inclined to pull. So always making sure we're using all of that meat of the pocket so that we're utilizing all of those hairs to support the weft. Another thing I'm always doing is dropping down straight. You never want to drop down at an angle because then you're more inclined to pick up crosshairs, and then also your stitch isn't going to lie nice and flush and straight on top of the wefting. So always making sure that we're dropping that needle down straight, pulling up to secure. Something that I'll see students do sometimes is not control that thread. So they'll just pull through like that and they won't use their hands to support this. When that happens and you do that, as you're working through, you're more inclined to get tangles in your thread. So it's important that we're always making sure we're supporting the weft, we're supporting the thread and the needle to make sure that we don't have any tangles or any problems happening further down the line. It's the worst thing in the world when you get, halfway through that weft install and then you realize you've got a giant knot in your thread, and that it could all have been avoided if you had just made sure nothing was tangled. So again, dropping my needle straight down through that pocket, using my thumb as support, splitting that thread either side of my needle and then pulling that through. If you have something like that happen, all you need to do is just check which piece of string it came from, and then you can just pull it up to secure. So now if I notice that happening more, all I need to do is just make sure that everything is nice and straight and that my needle's in the middle. Sometimes if my needle's not in the middle, then I'll have a piece of thread that's shorter than the other, and then my stitches will be a bit messy. So always making sure that everything's nice and even as I pull through. So let me show you something again that I see people do. What they might do is they come in too close to the bead, and then can you see they're going under the bead like that? When you go under the bead like that, it's extremely difficult to do move ups. So you having to move over the thread if possible, but then you'll end up with a piece of thread that's loose. So we want to avoid going through the bead. We just want to go as close to it as possible, but not under it or through it. So you can see that once you do a few, it just becomes like second nature. And all you're doing is just this all the way around that weft install. Super easy. I feel like once you get your blanket stitches down, that is the quickest and easiest part of the install. So let me tell you why I also like to keep that stitching close to the bead. So if you're doing a hidden row, for example, by keeping it close to the bead like that, it also avoids those beads from popping out up on top of those hidden rows. So that's another reason why I like to keep it nice and close to the bead, is to avoid anything popping out or becoming loose through the duration of the wear. So again, just going through, it's so repetitive. And like I said, you're literally doing this for every single weft install. So it just becomes like second nature doing these stitches. Okay, I have a top tip. If you are right-handed, you're always going to find it will flow easier if you start from the right side of your foundation. And if you are left-handed, you're going to find it easier to start from the left of your foundation. So always bearing that in mind when we're doing those weft installs. Right for right-handed, left for left-handed. That way your stitches are going to flow a lot easier. We're coming to the end now, so let me just finish off my blanket stitches, and then the same way that we started is going to be the same way that we finish. So I'll do my blanket stitches now all the way up to that first pocket, and then I'll go back on myself and do those lock stitches. So I'll do a blanket stitch right in the end here. And then now I'm going to go back on myself and do a lock stitch here. Ensure I've got one, bringing that through. Look at that, we got tangled. So let me show you how to undo that tangle. This is super common when you come to the end of your wefts. So let me show you. Can you see here it's all tangled? So I'm gonna find out where that came from. It's here. Let's go back on myself here. Look at that, it's all tangled. And then I'm just going to pull this through. Okay, so let's untangle this before we go and do any more stitching. And that's really common, but it's easy to fix. So look at that, it's all twisted. Let's untwist that. Okay, there we go. Now we can start again. We'll go through this pocket here, split my thread into two, making sure I don't have any tangles there. That is much better. Okay, now again, lock stitch in this pocket here. Making sure I don't have any tangles as I go through. And then now in this third and final pocket, we're going to drop our needle down through the third pocket. And instead of doing a lock stitch, I'm going to take these two pieces of thread, make sure I don't have any tangles, and then I'm going to wrap it round 1, 2, 3. And I will then go in and pull that up to secure. And that is our triple knot. Pulling up, and then I'm going to trim off the excess thread down here. And then what I'm going to do now is just tie these 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And then now we'll just trim off that excess thread. And there you have it. That is your skeleton stitches. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you being here and you made it until the end. So that is our skeleton stitches. And what I'm going to do is I will have a video coming soon where you will see those stitches in an actual install. So I'm going to be doing a Genius Weft install standard row. So if you are a beginner or you've never worked with Genius Wefts before, definitely that's the video for you. And you're going to be able to see these stitches at play with an actual weft install. If you enjoyed this video, again, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I love hearing your feedback and I love hearing what you need from me. Your comments mean the world to me, and it honestly is what keeps me going and keeps me thinking of new videos to make. Again, it's all catered to you guys. Think of me as your virtual mentor. Whatever you need, that's what I'm here for. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to put on those notifications so then that way you can be notified anytime I upload a video on my channel. Bye guys.